And Brad, just talk about this win here tonight.
Yes, sir. Obviously, anytime you win, it's a great night. But to put those other things together, and I'm sure some of you guys have heard it on the TV, but we came here with 4 goals: win the drivers' championship with Sam Hornish, owners' championship with the 22, win the race, and help Ford to secure the manufacturer's title. We accomplished 3 out of 4, which I guess ain't bad, but I want to make the remark that really proud of Sam, and even though he came up a bit short, I thought he put in a great effort tonight and this year. So proud of him, and happy to win the race. Like I said, happy for Ford. It's a really big deal for them to win the manufacturer's championship on Ford Championship weekend. I think that's something that can't be understated. And then for the 22 team, we came up a bit short in 2010 on the owners' championship. And that's something that was kind of left open on the RP bucket list. So it was nice to check that one off for him and get him another leather jacket this year. So proud of that, and proud of the effort, not just tonight, but all year long for everybody and from everybody at Penske Racing.
And Paul Wolf is up here with us. Paul, congratulations on this win here tonight, and certainly another feather in the cap for Penske Racing. Just talk about this victory here tonight.
Yeah, obviously it was pretty special. For me, it was I just filled in. This nationwide program at Penske Racing is obviously very phenomenal, and these guys do a great job. They have great race cars, and for me, they just asked me to come fill in, call the race. So from my side of it, it was pretty easy. I was glad I could be a part of it and help out, but real proud of what we have going on there with this program. It develops a lot of great guys, and it can continue to move up the ladder, and we can put them in spots on our Cup program, which is important as we continue to build things at Penske. So, like I said, I was a small part of what went on tonight, but I was willing to help out, and brought back a few memories of a few years back, and it was really neat to be in victory lane again with the Discount Tire as we got the program started back in 2010. So, but can't say enough about all the guys at Penske and this whole program.
Congratulations goes out to Roger Penske for winning the 2013 NASCAR Nationwide Series Owners Championship with the number 22 Ford. And congratulations, Roger. You got your driver over there, Joey Logano, and for this championship here tonight. And maybe just talk about what it means to win the Nationwide Series Owners Crown.
Well, first I want to congratulate obviously Joey and Brad and what Paul did tonight. We had the Manufacturers Championship on the line. We had the car owners, and we also had the Drivers Championship. So there was a lot of pressure, but when you think about it, as Brad came to me 2 or 3 years ago, said we're going to build a team, and part of it was through the Nationwide. When you think 4 drivers helped us get to where we are in this championship is really something, and I think the tonight's win was something we didn't know until the last couple laps, and I think that's the way this NASCAR business is. And certainly for us, we didn't get the Owners' Championship back a couple of years ago. So this, as I said to Brad, kind of finished it as off. But without Joey and without Brad and, without and certainly Sam, when you think about 14 wins in a season in any series is outstanding. It's really a credit to the entire team, everyone back at the shop. And we talk about the engine builder. We talk about Ford, obviously, Discount Tire and Hertz and Alliance Truck Parts, and just so many of AAA, the people that have helped us and are committed to us going forward. So to me, it was the night it should have been. I felt very sorry for Sam. I'd have to say I've never seen a race that was so important that you wait 15 or 16 laps before you have 5 laps to go. To me, that was very disappointing from the standpoint of the fans, and certainly we as competitors, we came out fine, but when I think about it, it could have gone anyway.
Thank you, Roger. And Joey, just talk about winning this Owners' Championship for Roger Penske, and certainly another great accomplishment for this race team.
Yeah, it's for my rookie season with Penske Racing, it was a what we wanted to do is go out here and win this owners championship. And I've been fortunate enough to win it before, and to win it for Roger means a lot. Means a lot to me and that whole 22 team. They deserve it. 12 wins. With a dominant race car, and coming down to the last race with that 54 team, or last lap, was insane. We're sitting there. I think we were 12th there in the last restart with 5 to go, and you really don't have an option at that point. You got to go, and we had a set of tires on the thing, and like I said, coming down to the last lap's just crazy. But like I said, Jeremy Bullins, all the guys on that 22 team, Hertz, Discount Tire. Everyone, obviously Ryan Blaney, AJ, the guys that have drove this car, Brad this year, we've all won a race in this car. That goes to show how lucky we are to get to drive this car. So I have a lot of fun doing it.
We'll take questions now for any one of the gentlemen up front. Start right over here to the left. State your name, affiliation, please.
Hi, guys. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations. Brad, when you reflect on this year, I'm over on the other side.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. When you reflect on this year, all the phenomenal success you've had in this series and some of the ups and downs you've had in the Cup Series, you're going to look back at this and say this is one of the strangest years of your life?
There's a lot of different ways you can look at it. As an optimist or a pessimist, I guess is really the two ones that stick out. But for us, certainly not the year we want on the Cup side, and we're not going to hide or run from that. But we did achieve some success in different forms this year, and this Owners Championship is a reflection of that. I think that you look at how we got to success with the Cup side. A lot of it, the guy sitting next to me, Paul, was sitting up here 3 years ago as a champion here on the nationwide side as a crew chief. And there's probably guys working on this car today, whether it was Joey's 22 or the 48 that I drove or even Sam's 12, that will be a part of our next effort moving forward and will help us rebuild to come out next year and the years after stronger. You look at where we've been, and last year was incredible to win a Sprint Cup championship in your third season. That's very, very difficult to do. We've gone through a lot of different changes, a lot of different transitions, and that's not making any excuses, but we're going to grow and we're going to become stronger. And this program is a reflection, this nationwide program is a reflection of how bright our future is at the Cup level as well.
This number 22 car was driven by Brad Keselowski 15 times, Joey Logano 14, A.J. Allmendinger twice, and Ryan Blaney twice. Finished with 12 wins, 20 top fives, and 25 top tens on the season. Very solid performance by the number 22 Penske Racing Ford. Other questions? Go to the back there to Chris, and then we'll go to this young man right here.
Chris Green, South Dade News Leader. Paul, how much debate was there to come and get tires or to not get tires toward the end of that race?
Well, I mean, it really started back a couple stops before that when we stayed out. So we had the option at the end, and obviously we didn't want to see all those caution laps at the end winding down, and weren't really sure if we were going to be able to take advantage of them. But it's obviously a little different game on the nationwide side than what you get used to on the Cup side, where tomorrow night you're going to see every time the caution comes out, it'll be kind of a no-brainer for everyone to come down and put tires on and work on their car. But definitely a little bit different deal here, and but it surely was a lot of fun to be part of it tonight and to watch Brad drive to the front there at the end.
Go right here. Go ahead, sir.
Joe Jennings, motorsport.com. Brad, can you describe your charge at the end on the restart and your efforts heading to the front?
Yeah, quite honest, a few people have asked me about that already, and I got to see the replay because I don't even know what happened. I just know I was on the gas and pointing forward. And
Roger said you shut your eyes and hope for the best.
yeah, I think he's right because I don't even remember what happened. Just knew we were going to win the race. I was going to bring back the steering wheel, and that's what I told Paul before the restart. Because with 5 laps to go, that's the only attitude that can win the race. I was really hoping we get that restart with 20 laps to go, and then I wouldn't have had to have that mentality. But it was, like I said, checkers are wreckers, and sometimes you make it through, sometimes you don't. Today we did, and a lot of aggressive moves, and it almost felt like a video game passing 10 or 12 cars in 2 or 3 laps. But that's just part of it. That's what you got to do to be able to win at this level.
Over here to Bob Pockris.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Brad, this was kind of the first race since Richmond where the stakes were so high, and obviously you had teammates who were involved in owners' points and driver points, and at one point you asked if you were, I guess, clear to race or something. And so I'm curious, how did you try to balance what you should do with this new rules that are still somewhat, that haven't really been kind of played out or tested yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a great answer for that. I knew that the best thing we could do was win the race and not have to answer that. And at the end of the day, I don't know how to go any more 100% than winning the race. You know, if there's another 100%, I don't know where it's at. But I definitely pulled that out at the end. But it's difficult. You know, it's funny is while you guys were talking and while Roger was talking and Paul, I was reading some comments and you know, half the comments you get are, you know, why didn't you let Sam go it then and he would have won, or, you know, things like that. So, you know, you can't win either way. You know, and I think everybody sees it with whatever colored glasses they wear on that day. And, you know, for me at the end, it was running 100% and winning the race.
Over here to this gentleman here. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, Jeff Brown, oversteertv.net. My question's for Roger. Did NASCAR give you an explanation as to why they didn't throw the red flag on that last caution? And do you think that cost Sam the championship?
Well, I think that it was hard for me, as I said earlier, to believe that we'd sit there for 15 or 16 laps with so much at stake, not only for Sam but for Dylan and, you know, for Ford and Toyota and Chevrolet. It was hard for me to believe, but I didn't get into it. Excuse me.
Additional questions? Right here to Dwight, and then we'll go to Lee.
Dwight Drummer, RaceStake.com. Brad, what you guys do is intense and hectic anyway, and yet when it comes to not having the pressure of a championship or having the pressure of a championship or racing in Nationwide, and when you know got the other pressure, could you talk a little bit about how that, does it go away? How you guys deal with it? How you deal with it, particularly because you've
Deal
done a lot of
with
winning.
which part, Dwight? The pressure?
Yeah, the pressure.
You don't have a choice. I mean, I mean, you know, it's win or go home. That's how this sport works. You find a way to win, or you get replaced by somebody else that will. And you know, does it worry you? Well, only if you're not capable of winning. But at the end of the day, the only answer I have is to give 100%, put everything I have into it, and the cards fall where they may, and there's no point worrying about it further than that.
Lee, go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Roger, all season long you've been saying how badly you wanted the Owners' Championship, and I mean, after having Drivers' Championships, Indy 500s, Indy, you know, championships, why was specifically the Owners' Championship so important to you?
Well, I think that, you know, to me, as we set out at the beginning of this season, it was one that, you know, we had, you know, such a great group of drivers, and the expectations within the team and the sponsors was to win this championship. And also, you know, I wanted to see if we could rise to the occasion, you know, to beat Gibbs. I mean, JD and Joe are world-class guys, and we respect them. We like to race with them, and Kyle Busch obviously is, you know, one of the best guys out there. When it's time to go, you can see it today. But I think it was just in our DNA from the beginning of the year. I think, you know, Joey and Brad, was one thing we could bring them together, have them drive the same car and get the speed out of it and the consistency in the wins, I think brought our team closer together. And to me, that was, you know, part of the reason when Joey came on and Brad came on and said, we want to run nationwide. We think it makes us better. And when one would win, the next week the other would win. I think it really helped us. So, you know, the goal was to win. We hadn't won this championship. Obviously, last year was a great year, and, you know, Brad's pretty humble on the job he did last year. And, you know, we had a good year this year. It wasn't obviously what we want, but this is a sport that, you know, we're in it for a long time. And, you know, we got to build, and, you know, part of building is winning. at some level. And I think that, you know, I think that Paul could step in today, and, you know, we made that call on the 48 car last week, you know, after the race when we got wrecked. We said, let's get, put the 48 in. And, you know, our guys didn't, it wasn't even just like turning a light on. Our just guys knew what to do, and we came out here, and to me, that's what the spirit we have within the team today. You know, across Sam and AJ, having a chance to me to get him back on track probably is one of the most satisfying things that in this year is to see him back on track, and these guys picked up the ball and ran with it. So I think it's, as I said earlier, it's part of our DNA from the beginning of the year. We're at this particular time, I think that we've said that you know, we're going to run one nationwide car at the moment. We've got some sponsorship maybe to run a couple other races. Sam has some options right now, which is good. And Irwin obviously is contracted with us for next year, and he'll work with us, you know, in nationwide and some other things we're going to be doing, and also work with us on the test team because he's a real talent, and you know, you can't get guys that very often. So you know, we got a seat for him for sure.
Well, we're here to Jenna, and then we'll finish up with Chris. Jenna?
Jenna Fryer, AP. Roger, I presume this is the last race with Sam?
With who?
With Sam? You with Sam?
Correct.
Correct. So if you could just talk about the, you know, I guess, is there any emotion that comes with that? You guys have been together a long time and accomplished a lot together.
Well, I guess, you know, I have to look back and say that to see Sam race tonight at the level he did with Kyle and right there all night shows what a great racer he is. My issue with myself is that, you know, I started him in the Cup level with no practice. He was one of the greatest oval wheel racers that we ever had in IndyCar. And I think I maybe started his career in backwards. But I think he's today, people want him, and I think he's going to have a chance, you know, to drive something next year. A couple things are out there which look, you know, quite promising. So, and you know, I would support him always. And he needs to have a good ride because he's a quality guy, a family man, and remember, he won an Indy 500 for us. That's pretty special.
And if I could sneak in an unrelated question, your thoughts on Dario Franchitti leaving?
Well, you know, Dario is a guy, I knew him when he was running for Mercedes-Benz over in Germany in saloon cars, and came over here. And, you know, obviously, we don't win the Indianapolis race for three times unless you're a great driver. And obviously disappointed, but, you know, quite honestly, at his age and the things that he can do in his profession going forward as a quality person and a great racer, I really admire him for making that decision.
Final question over here to the left. Chris?
Chris, MikeCatchfence.com. For Joey and Brad, can you guys talk about what you guys are going to miss most about Sam Hornish Jr. leaving Penske Racing?
Yeah, you know, I've only got to work with Sam obviously for this year, but I've got to know him very well over this year, and working together on you know, this nationwide program, and you know, with him and Greg over there on that 12 team, they do a great job, and to hear his feedback and the directions they go, and be able to build a relationship like that. And like Roger said, he's a great guy. You know, he's probably one of the best dads I've seen. You know, especially being a race car driver and being away from home, he's always with his kids, and he's always showing us pictures of things he's building for his kids all the time. So he's obviously a great person. You know, and I've learned a lot from him from that aspect, and as a driver also. You know, he's a very fast driver. Yeah, I feel like he's putting the car on the edge every single lap, and I think it's what you see with Sam as he's gotten better throughout the years, that he's able to control that even better, and that's why he's you know, in contention to run this championship. You know, before, I think you see how fast he can go, but then there was mistakes. I feel like he's cleaned up those mistakes, and he's done a very good job this year with some really fast race cars. So you know, he'll be missed, but he'll still be around. You know, and you know, we'll still see him around for sure.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously, you look at what Sam's done. He's won Indianapolis 500 IndyCar championships. He's a successful driver, and there's a certain level of respect that other drivers are going to have for him, including myself, because of his credentials. So he's got a lot of class, and you know, I'm sure wherever he goes, he's going to be in great shape, or what happens to him next. And I've enjoyed the time I've worked with him.